Good evening. Our tale starts as all tales must, but it was a dark and stormy night, and we know that's never a good beginning. He had been looking for anything to earn some coin when Craigslist pinged with a new ad as if it was listening. Donors wanted. Cash payment. There was a number. He called, and 2 hours later he found himself here in what was a dingy lab-like room. No forms to fill out, just a short ride in her van to here, wherever here was. When they had met, she had again mentioned a cash payment after the donation, and perhaps a happy ending to sweeten the pot. How could he refuse? Yes, how could he refuse? Do you like lemonade? The doctor's special version doesn't allow you to move. He insists you won't feel a thing while they take your donation. He could taste a citrus flavor at the back of his throat as the drug finally settled through his veins. They talked, allowing him to relax. He never realized the numbing in his arms and legs, slowly transferring up his torso while he watched the doctor play with his nurse. As the doctor played, his wrist straps had tightened up, and now the donor was secure to the table. The doctor and the nurse now began their real reason for asking for donors. He was upset that they cut his favorite shirt off him. All he could hear was the shears cutting the material. The doctor ran his hand across his chest, and then the nurse made a quick swipe with the box cutter. He numbly watched as they cut and sliced. The drug-induced vision he had made it all look surreal, as though the flesh was not his own. The doctor continued snipping first one side, then the other. The nurse attempted to make him feel better, but it was obvious they really didn't care. He felt nothing as the doctor continued his grisly task. The nurse continued to play with the tools, helping, while she sucked her lollipop. The doctor prodded. He looked down, and in his horror he could see ribs glistening with blood. The doctor simply chuckled. The nurse smiled. He turned, picking up the next tool. No, these aren't right. The doctor then picked up a pair of common garden shears. He now wished his ears were not working so well, as he could hear each crack, snap, snip of the bones between the blades. The nurse nonchalantly played with the tools as she watched the whole thing, smiling, humming her favorite song. He suddenly had an unreasonable thought. He didn't know how many ribs he actually had, but the continuing sound told him there were more. The doctor continued. The sound stopped. The doctor put the tool down. What could be next? He began to notice a small pulling sensation. He glanced down to see that his sternum was now being removed. Internally, he was fighting for his life, but the drugs made him immobile, unable to defend himself. All he could do was watch and wonder what would be next. The old doctor turned and simply dropped it into a tray, his finger getting caught on one of the bits of muscle tissue. The doctor then went back, began pushing tissue and muscle aside, reaching deeper into his chest opening. He didn't understand, but it didn't feel right. And then he saw his still beating heart coming out. How could this be? He should be dead. But now he realized what they were doing here was building zombies. The nurse clamped off hoses and pipes and then cut. It was like she held her new baby in her arms as the doctor smiled and laughed. The whole time, the last of his humanity slipped away. He became a mindless husk. The nurse put the heart on the table along with the ribs. The doctor removed his gloves, the task complete. Get rid of that, he said. He won't need it anymore. But then he was still a man, and he would have liked a happy ending. All done in fun. I hope you enjoyed our little play. You never know, we might be back. And if you need a zombie, I have one for sale. Thanks very much. Bye for now. Thanks for getting to the end. Please share, subscribe, tell a friend, have a laugh. See you next time.